There is a kind of poverty the world never photographs. Not the poverty of empty hands or broken roofs or torn clothes drying on a wire. No, this is a different kind. It is the poverty of being unseen, of existing in a world that has already decided, before you speak, before you dream, before you even learn your own name, that you do not matter. This is the story of a girl named Rupa. And if you think you already know her story, you don't. She stands at the edge of things, not in the middle of the crowd, not where the laughter is loudest, not where the mothers smooth their children's uniforms and press tiffin boxes into small, eager hands. Rupa stands at the edge, watching all of it, the way a person watches a fire from the cold side of a window. She is small. Her clothes are the color of dust. Her eyes are too old for her face. Every afternoon, when school lets out, she comes to this spot. Not because anyone told her to, not because there is anything here for her, but because something inside her is still reaching, still hoping that if she watches long enough, she might understand what she is missing. Today, a little girl walks out of the school gate, chattering about nothing, and her mother bends down and takes her hand. Such a simple thing. Such an ordinary, miraculous thing. Rupa watches. She has never had a mother's hand to hold. She has never had someone waiting for her at a gate. She was found, very young, very small, and taken in by a woman who collects broken things and decides they are worth saving. The woman is old. Her back is bent. Her smile is cracked at the corners. They call her Aji, grandmother, though she is grandmother to no one by blood.
Aji has a small family of discarded children. They beg at traffic lights, they sleep on the floor, they eat what they can find. But Aji insists on one thing, every single day, no matter how empty the bowl is. She insists that they are worthy. She insists that the world is wrong about them. Rupa is not sure she believes this yet.
It happens on a Tuesday. Rupa is walking with her head down, because that is how she has learned to move through the world, quietly, taking up as little space as possible. When a man walks into her, he is a grown man. He is in a hurry. She is a beggar girl in torn clothes. By every calculation the world makes, he keeps walking. But he doesn't. He stops. He steadies her. And then he looks at her, really looks, and says, "I'm sorry, are you all right?" 4 words. 4 words, and Rupa's entire body goes still. Because in all her short life, with all its collisions, its dismissals, its sharp elbows and colder shoulders, no one has ever apologized to her. No one has ever asked if she was all right. People walk through her like she is air, like she is an inconvenience, like she is something the city should have cleaned up by now. And here is this man, ordinary in every way, just a man with somewhere to be. And yet he's stopped. She watches him disappear into the crowd, and something strange happens inside her chest. It is not happiness exactly. It is more like a window opening in a room that has been sealed for a very long time. She thinks, is this what it feels like to be a person? And then quietly, devastatingly, why doesn't everyone feel this way about me?
That evening, Rupa sits beside Aji, who is stitching something with hands that have forgotten how to be still. "Aji," Rupa says, "why do people treat us like we are nothing?" The old woman does not look up. She has heard versions of this question 1,000 times, from other children, from herself, from the dark corners of her own heart. She knows there is no simple answer. But she also knows that the right answer, given at the right moment, can change the entire shape of a person's life. "They don't treat us like nothing," Aji says. "They treat us like they've been taught to." And what people are taught can be unlearned. But Rupa is not done. She has a sharper question, the one she has been afraid to ask. Is that why I was left? Because I am a girl? The needle in Aji's hand pauses. This is the wound underneath all the other wounds. This is the question that burns like an ember at the center of Rupa's chest. The suspicion that her own family, whoever they were, looked at her when she was born and decided she was not worth the trouble. That she arrived in this world already labeled unwanted, female, excess. Aji sets down her stitching. She cups Rupa's face in both hands, hands that smell of turmeric and smoke and years of hard living. And she says,
"Do you know who Laxmi is?" Every year during Diwali, the whole city lights up for her. Laxmi, goddess of wealth, of abundance, of everything good that flows through this world. Families clean their homes, paint their doorsteps, hang marigold garlands, light 1,000 diyas, and pray for Laxmi to enter. They want her prosperity, her blessing, her grace. And yet in the very same city, on the very same night, there are families who leave their newborn daughters at the roadside, who treat their girls as burdens, who raise their sons as kings and their daughters as servants. They want Laxmi in their homes, Aji says, but they throw her away when she arrives. Rupa stares at her. Laxmi, Aji continues, her voice low and sure, like a river that knows where it is going, does not live in gold coins. She does not live in temples made of marble. She lives in every woman who has ever been strong enough to survive this world. Because the world does not pause to let a girl have her revelation. The next morning, life continues as it always has. There are people who mock her at the traffic light, grown men who think cruelty is clever, who laugh at her clothes and her circumstance as though she were a joke put on this earth for their amusement. There are children her own age who keep her at the edge of their circles, who speak to her with a particular casual meanness that children learn from watching adults. They take from her what little she has, an afternoon, a place to sit, a moment of simple belonging, and they don't even notice they're doing it. There are the harder moments, the ones that steal her breath, when she is made helpless not by cruelty, but by circumstance, by the grinding machinery of poverty that does not care about her feelings or her dreams, or what Aji says about goddesses. And each time it happens, there is a choice. The choice does not announce itself. It does not come with a drum roll or a lesson printed in bold. It comes quietly, in the small space between what has just happened and what she does next. It is the choice between closing up, hardening, retreating, letting the wound form a wall, and staying open, staying soft, continuing to believe that what Aji said is possible. Rupa keeps choosing open. Diwali comes. The city transforms into something out of a dream. Strings of lights looping between buildings, marigolds heaped at every door. The smell of ghee and sugar and incense thickening the air. Families are laughing. Children are running with sparklers. Every window is lit. Every threshold marked with fresh rangoli. Every heart turned, at least for tonight, towards something larger than itself. Rupa stands in the middle of it all and watches. She has no diyas to light. She has no door to decorate. She has no family praying for abundance, no silver thali with sweets, no new clothes to wear for the occasion. But she is here. She is standing in the middle of this blazing, imperfect, contradictory city. This city that has ignored her and stepped on her and refused to see her. And she is still here, still breathing, still choosing open. Around her, people are praying to Laxmi. And Rupa, for the first time,
feels something strange. Not bitterness, not the old familiar loneliness. Something she does not have a word for yet. Something that sits in the chest like a warm coal, like a light that does not go out even when the wind comes. She thinks about Aji's words, about the goddess who lives in every woman who has survived, about the quiet, stubborn, undefeatable thing that keeps a girl walking when every road has told her to stop. She thinks, maybe that is what I am. Not despite everything she has been through, because of it.
We build our temples to goddesses. We hang our garlands, we buy our gold, we light our lamps, and fold our hands, and ask, with great sincerity and great selfishness, to be blessed. And then we go out into the same streets, where real girls are surviving. And we look through them like glass. This film is asking us one question. Just one. A question so simple, it should not need asking. What if the goddess is already here? What if she's the girl at the traffic light? Eyes bright with something you haven't bothered to look for? What if she is the daughter, born into a family that calls her a burden? What if she is the woman who has been told her whole life that she is less and has kept walking anyway, kept choosing anyway, kept being anyway? Rupa is not a story about exceptional suffering. Rupa is a story about ordinary endurance, about the small, daily, unremarkable courage of a child who refuses, quietly, stubbornly, without audience, to stop believing she is worth something. And in that refusal, she becomes exactly what Aji always said she was. Not a beggar, not an orphan, not a problem for the city to solve. Laxmi, the goddess who walked through fire and came out lit, the goddess who was abandoned on a roadside